Hello YouTubers, it's Travis and we're back with more AFR drafting action. If you like what you see on the channel, please consider subscribing and check out my Patreon. It's new, there's a link down there. There's a lot of cards in AFR that can be quite powerful if you're able to build around them. Is that worth trying? And how do you know when you have enough synergy cards to enable a whole strategy? Let's find out. Enjoy the draft. All right, what have we got going on here? Kind of an uninteresting pack one. Very heavy white. I could see an argument for Rally Maneuver, Divine Smite, Priest of Ancient Lore, and Hobgoblin Captain. I think are the cards I would consider first picking here. Divine Smite would be if we happen to get into white. It's like the best size board card you could possibly get. Rally Maneuver is just pretty dang good until you've gotten someone with it. Then they'll play around it the rest of the match, so you can kind of sideboard it out. And the Hobgoblin Captain is just incredibly threatening. I also like Priest of Ancient Lore for blinking shenanigans. Not really. I still want to take the best card. I think it might be the Captain. I think I could have spent like an hour thinking about that pick and still not been 100% sure where I wanted to go with it. I could see Spoils of the Hunt. I could see Minimus Containment. I usually like Spoils a little bit better. They're both about the same difficulty in splashing, but Spoils is better if you're splashing it. It still doesn't kill everything, but I do have a preference for green. But we'll play white if it's open. I just can't tell if it's open yet. So it's like, which removal spell do you want? I want this one. It's instant speed. I could be convinced to play red-green. I hope you enjoy paper drafting. I don't think I'll go back to paper drafting personally. Like, I like a Booger Bear, and I like Swarming Goblins. Not necessarily Donut. Anybody that's looking for signals at pick 3 fundamentally misunderstands draft. The draft starts at pick 5. Your 5th pick is far more important than your first pick. For now, I suppose we'll take the Bugbear. It's a very reasonable card. But pick 5 is where you're going to see your first signal. Taking this one. See where this goes. But like here, there should be a card here where we're like, why is this still here? And to the surprise of no one, it's a blue card. Because the Hall of the Storm Giants should not still be here. It's like exponentially better than all of these other cards. So I know you guys may get sick of watching me draft blue and winning, but people won't take the blue cards. So this is a point where if you've decided I'm going to be red-green, you're taking the Shepherd. And like, there's nothing wrong with the Shepherd. But this card's really good. At least 2 of the people who passed it probably should have taken it, but they didn't want to get in blue. And you can kind of see that starting to adjust here, right? Because again, Charmed Sleep isn't the best thing on the planet, but it should be going about 4th pick, ideally, if this meta wasn't entirely skewed. So right now we've just recognized we're blue, and the other color doesn't really matter. I've got decent creatures in red. I've got a removal spell in green and white. These are the cards that I know we're playing so far. There you go. No, we didn't have 2 solid picks. We had 2 okay picks. I'm 100% to play the Seeker. Not 100% to play Farida. But I still think it's the right call here. He's going right over here. He's not that good. No, she's not. She's okay. You'll note so far that she combos with nothing. She's a 4-mana 3/3. I'm not excited about a 4-mana 3/3. Now, a card like this starts to make her playable, right? But we need a lot of cards like this, which is okay. Like, I'll play all of the Scions of Stygia that I get. Blue is perfectly fine power level wise, John. It's probably the weakest color in the set by a good bit. Huh, there's 2 cards there I considered first picking that went all the way around the table. But I think I'm going to trust our signals and take the contact of their plane. But we're talking, it's maybe 3% worse than red. But what typically happens in draft, if you have a lot of people that are kind of following along with the metagame, blue does not struggle to close out games. Okra, if you'd like to give people advice on what colors are good, start a stream. Win some games. Because, like, you're just saying stuff that's not true, my dude. Or dudette, or neither, as the case may be. So blue is a little bit worse than the other colors. This is true. But it's not so bad that you shouldn't be playing it. Blue has really good flyers to close out games. But if everyone thinks blue is bad, and I'm in a draft with 6 people who are like, I'm just not going to play blue, that means I'm going to get past a lot of good blue cards, which is exactly what's been happening here. I don't mean to be too rough on you, Okra. It's possible that you can communicate in a way that won't, like, raise my hackles. Because kind of the way you did it got me a little, like, irritated. But there's a way to communicate what you're wanting to communicate that will not irritate me. And that way would be, I've heard a lot of people say blue struggles to close out games. But when you make a statement as if it's a fact, when people are asking for my advice, that one irritates me a little bit. And a big part of that is because I like to communicate from a position of a teacher using the Socratic method. So I'll often start to ask people questions to let them come to the decisions on their own. I think I'm ready to try blue-red now. I could still get off of it, but we've got a lot of cards that are starting to make blue-red look very interesting. The Outlander's significantly better than the Scion. But it's not better if I'm not going to play it. I could also take the Pit Trap, but that also seems early too. Yeah, this is a bit early, but I know I'm going to play it. Okay. Let's talk. Because if I take the spoils, I can probably spin the troll. Nobody ever wants it, and it's fine. I do like owl bears. I also really like fixing, but I mean, nothing wrong with an owl bear. Dang it, Bobby. People drafting 3-color decks again. Y'all gotta stop with this crap. It stresses me out when I have to win with bad decks. You know, speaking of that, I think communication is something that could be taught better in schools, at home, wherever you want to do it. Where like how to ask a good question, how to interact with people is just something that isn't really communicated enough. So if we're green, we want the plummet. If we're red, we might play the armory veteran. I've got enough playables in red if I'm doing that. It's neither, Dialtus, that's the problem. Lose with bad decks, that does seem a lot easier. I don't know, is it something close to mansplaining when someone asks me a question and then someone else in chat tries to answer it before I can? I really like Find Some Prisoners. Our red probably is better at this point. I also like Soul Knife Spy, but I don't have a way to like get it through. And I get solid 2 drops here. Yeah, we can start making an aggressive version of this deck. Chat-splaining? Maybe so, Weasel. We could use the treasure from this from spoils, which is why I took it. Like that in an Evolving Wilds, and all of a sudden we've kind of got something. And I could potentially play the dwarf in this if I need to. I like the Pixie Guide better. It makes sure I get a Frost Breath more often out of the Scions of Stygia. I don't want to play any of these cards, but again, I'm okay on playables. I think I'd probably be more likely to splash the containment with the size of these creatures, but we could play a Pit Trap. It's the same thing as the red Fireball. I mean, green's still open unless people have just decided. Yeah, and it said we were going to wheel this, and we did, but I'd rather just have the Investigator now. And there you go, no punishment. I don't really want to play this either, but one of those cards I can never say anything bad about, but it just doesn't make the cut very often. Sphere is splashable. If I can get aggressive enough, which would basically mean 3 more 2-drops, I could play Split the Party, and I think it might actually be good. Because the way we're we're building this so far, it looks like more of a tempo build than a control build or a mid-range build. Pirate, what's up, my dude?
Hey Travis, I don't get to hang out here too often. Still fun when it happens. Wish you the best.
Wish you the best too, my dude. Thank you very much. Probably have to take the Dragonfire here. Like, fine. I mean, it's good. It's good. I'm happy to have it. I just want to get a bunch more 2s if I can. Guild Thief isn't really what I want. We're up to 3, 4, 5 dice rollers? 6. So if we take the second Devil and then just really try to churn those, we could do something with that. Yeah, I get, pardon me, I guess it gives me 2 reasons to try to be rolling dice, which I'll take. I'm not used to drafting blue decks that don't want 1 air elemental. I don't really know how to parse that. Because it's pretty late and I don't have one. We'd certainly play the Pixie Guide, But like, I can feel that with these. I'm not going to have this effect if I don't take it here. I think it's kind of crazy not to take the hulking ogre here. And we probably just play the dwarf. Or I could play that apprentice. I could even play improvised weaponry. Yeah, the Morningstar also rolls dice, but there's not really anything I want to give trample to. I don't have that much big stuff. It's cute with the captain, but like, what am I going to put it on a pixie guide and attack for 2? I'm usually pretty happy with the investigators here. I think if this is the deck, I can play it. And y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I actively want this. I'm also not entirely convinced I can play this bounce spell. Yeah, I don't think I can. I think I'd rather have a contact other plane. If I don't take enough dice cards, she doesn't do anything. Marty, thank you for the gift sub. Holy carp. Thank you, Marty. Thank you very much. Y'all spam some cats for Marty. Like, it's an absolute disaster if we play this devil and it's a 4-mana 3/3. We have to make sure that doesn't happen. I've never played a blue deck that doesn't want this, but I think I just found one. It's a pretty good size board card if I'm not going to main deck it, and I don't think I am. Thank you very much, Marty. Y'all spam some cats for Marty and Scott-Free Pirate. Thank you both very much. I think I can be pretty happy with this. Let's fix the mana. That's an important aspect, is to express your personality. Devil eats removal only if your opponent is very bad. You're doing it again, my friend. Try, I've found that the devil only eats removal. Unless you're like secretly have an 80% win rate in the format, and I don't know that. But I need context. Not chat-splaining. You figured it out, Dealtus. Good job. You did it, buddy. All right, let's take it out for a spin. It's the same card functionally as the Faraday's Fireball or whatever. I've played it more than I thought I would when we did the set review, and it's been about what I thought it would be. Crappy 6-mana removal. Thank you, Henry. Sometimes things are alive and you'd like them to be dead. And it does that. Well, the secret answer is both of them are pretty bad. If they're gonna post-combat play a dude, they got me. I'm willing to live in that world. Yeah, sometimes it's a removal you have to play, which is not ideal, but you can deal. Air Elemental's great. I'm usually happy playing 2 of them. But the devil was a hill giant. Because remember, you got to not only have enough dice rolling cards, it's got to be high rolls. Is this main deckable? Some people say it's not. But they also say blue is bad and they lose. I mean, which is, you know, if that's your thing, it's okay to lose. Oh, we've been gotten. We've been incredibly gotten. Look at that. Trixie Hobbitses. This is round 1. Fight. Bye-bye. People be drafting 3-color decks like it's not a big deal, and I don't think you should be. I really don't think you should be. I could use a Ray of Frost here, because it doesn't look like you find some prisoners is actually going to do anything. So I think I can just take an Assassinate. Wandering Barbarian had some targets. It does. And I like the card anyway. I'm fine with it just making a treasure. Sometimes you need it for the land. Like, I don't need an artifact card to remove a dungeon map. I need a way to keep an Owlbear from beating me to death. Or an Orcus, for example. Yeah, we won that one. Planning on winning this one too. A grim destiny. The plan is to get tired of winning. That would be difficult for me to do. But it could happen, I suppose. That sucks. I don't want to contact another plane. I want to just have gas, gas, gas. The argument that the devil pulls removal from your opponent only works if... So, like, what if it doesn't? It needs to be good if it doesn't pull removal from your opponent. I mean, we're getting 2-for-1s left and right. I'm not unhappy with this. We just need a little bit more gas. Yeah, we're keeping that, I guess. Is I gonna have to be reactive for a bit? This undoes our 2-for-1, but I should be able to live with that. I really wanted to counterspell that turn. If I Charm Sleep It, I can still have the counterspell up, and it's not like the pit trap is going away. They can sack it to get some damage in, that's fine. Because I need to counter something this turn. Yeah, we probably have to go for that. Thought that was the other dude. I've made a great mistake. For which I will not be punished, but... for some reason my brain was like, it's a Scion of Stygia. Obviously. No, it isn't. And yet people are doing it anyway. I have no idea why. I mean, I have an idea why this opponent is doing it. They got Orcus. If you get a bomb like that and you want to splash it, that makes sense. They're playing green, black, splashing Orcus. But I see people running legit 3-color decks, and that's insane. The mana is absolutely not good enough to support that. That's a little crazy too. You should have played 2. Or a treasure or something. You had some treasure? Okay, that's not crazy at all. Apparently. I remember Push Your Luck, Hunter. I used to love that show when I was a kid. I don't know why. I guess it was just flashy and funny. It's a pretty dumb game show. Like as far as dumb game shows go. And there's been a lot of dumb game shows. Yep, same. It was the only good part about being sick. I should be able to tap that for 2 turns, which is really all I need. I'd say that's unlikely now. You can sacrifice that, because you ain't attacking me with it. I'm about out of cards, so I don't really need to high roll on it. You really have to build around it though, Goose. That's why I was so reticent to get in on it, but if it works, it's great. But you have to be able to roll dice. If you're not rolling dice, you're losing. They're just dead to a swing team, right? By like a lot. Yeah, they're trying to figure this out. It's not going to work. You can kill the devil. So they'd have 4 blockers. One, two, three, 4. There you go. Let's get back to this draft. I drafted it. Of course it's a good deck, Drake. I don't draft bad decks. Oh, Sweatsuit Invitational last night. But, you know, other than that. Kenji won the Sweatsuit last night. He beat me in the finals. I think I'm just going to respect that. I didn't know you were from Missouri too, Mish. That can't be right. I got a huge chance to get ahead here. As I understand it, Missouri didn't leave the Union, Or, yeah, Missouri was still in the Union, but was culturally Southern, but I don't actually know. I don't remember, and it doesn't matter. No room for losers around here. You got me. Yeah, I'll take a point to see if they have something better. They don't. Okay. And stay tapped. Why wouldn't I just attack and then play this? I can't think of any reason I wouldn't do that. Yeah, Frost Giant ain't bad. It's big, 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 and it's blue, blue, blue. I've been relatively happy with it. I'd never want Brazen Dwarf in these tags. We didn't see any targets for You Find Some Prisoners, which kind of makes me want to cut it. And if their deck does what it's supposed to do, I'm actually going to be happy with Split the Party. Fair enough. It's big, 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 and it's blue, blue. That's the secret, Bruce. Don't decide. Play both. Luca's good people. Oh, GG's, Ronnie. Luca the streamer. He goes by just Lola, I think. Oh, you were talking about Luca the Mermaid movie. I didn't know there was a mermaid movie named Luca. I thought you were saying the streamer Luca said Holy Carp and it made you think of me. And I was like, I wonder why you called him a character. And then I was like, well, he kind of is a character. Because he kind of is a character, you know what I mean? Sorry, I was very confused. This is why I thought we might want the bounce spell if they can start going off. Now, the downside is it doesn't actually do anything currently because I'm not hitting my land drops, but... Like, the bugbear that doesn't attack is a sad, sad bugbear. Bully, bully. Do people understand now why I say the Prosperous Innkeeper is a green-white card? It's really good in green-white. In the Sweatsuit Invitational last night, I had multiple people that weren't in green-white but were playing green play the Innkeeper, and I never cared that they had it. Like, literally never cared. It didn't do anything. It was a 1-1. That is not the case in green-white. When you've got an Urnikern, it's a thing. More than 2 is all I can say for sure. It doesn't fix, Richard. It fixes you one time. That's the argument people make. Terrarian is not fixing. This is a Terrarian. It's not fixing. It's just bad. Unless you're green-white and it's going to make your unicorn an 8/7. Then it's pretty good. It can be part of a fixing package, but the cost of that is you're playing a 2-mana 1/1 in your deck. It's not good enough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I ready to do this? Because I think I am. Because I'm not beating it otherwise. I just gotta go. Yeah, but you also just told me that you ran out of gems and can't draft anymore, my dude. Like, if it's fun, enjoy it. I have no complaints and no critique. However, it's not good. Speaking of not good, this is not good. Because I'm about to be in Chumposaurus Rex territory. I've played it in a non-green white deck and it was not good. That's how I know. Huh. Goose, thank you for the resub, my dude. Y'all spam some cats for Goose. Thank you very much. But see how draw and split the party here would catch us up? That's kind of what I was thinking. If we could get ahead, there's a possibility, or if we could get stable, there's a possibility that we could top deck split the party and potentially get them. These are awful attacks. There you go. Attack like you mean it. You gotta leave me no outs. Because I want to do this and I can't. If I draw this into a land, tap a thing down, we can block two things, but they're going to tap one of my dudes. I don't think there's actually anything that works here. If I play this in high roll, and that stays tapped, I'm alive. And I could, if I high roll, draw Charmed Slate. That's the line. So I have to high roll. This has to be higher than a 10 or we lose the game. Okay, we didn't. Game over, man. Because there was still a Charmed Sleep we could draw there. I think Ray of Frost may have actually been the answer I was looking for. Not necessarily split the party. Although I could still play it. I don't think I actually need the Villain's Lair against them. I wouldn't have enough to play anything else. The contact other... Oh, the Kappa. The Kappa explains it. Allowed to play Innkeeper if you have a Skeletal Swarming. You could play in Evolving Wilds. I beat a deck yesterday that played an Innkeeper and Skeletal Swarming, and it was trivial to destroy them. And my deck was hot garbage. There were 8 removal spells in our pod. I hate mulliganing in limited, but this one's got to go. This one we can try. I can do something with this. Fair enough, Mike. I guess I didn't appreciate that because you're gaining life every turn, but it can still go awry. We hit a couple Landos. I want to do the thing. Thank you. Gonna hit a couple more Landos. They don't have an Ernikerner, they'd have played it already. Narg, blarg. So can anybody watching tell me why I liked Hour of Devastation so much? Cycling. If I was playing Hour of Devastation, I could have cycled this to hit a land drop and be winning. But I'm not, so I can't. Didn't have to be slow and grindy. There were some great aggro decks, but there were more games. Because my hand doesn't do anything. It'd be reasonable in this format too, but there were also incredibly aggressive 2-drops. Like, you could do whatever you wanted, you just got to play more games. Because we're not playing a game right now. Like, this comes down to, is there a land on top or not? No, she doesn't. That is a fundamental misunderstanding of statistics, my friend. Right, so that's a 75% chance to get 1 copy. You need 2 copies. So you're saying you hit the first one, you're probably going to hit the second one. Let's give it a whirl. I don't think that math checks out. Saying you welcomed cycle for card draw. I liked the ability to play more games of Magic and not have the game defined by I missed a land drop, so I died. It's a 14% chance to go infinite. Okay, that sounds more reasonable to me than a 50% chance to go infinite. So at 5 pixie guides, it's 50% chance to go infinite. Okay. Thank you. I was like, there's no way that actually works. There's a possibility that's what we had to go for. Bloody hell. This whole game is different if we don't miss that 4th land drop. But we missed that 4th land drop. But this is a matchup where I think you can see why I don't particularly like the Brazen Dwarf. Their life total doesn't matter right now. Ours does. If we can get Sable, we might be able to win. The problem is I'm probably more likely to flood out at this point than they are. If I block that with everything, I still don't kill it. 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't deal 11 points of damage. Okay, we do get a free shepherd, so let's take that, and I guess this, and then chump with the Pixie Guide? Hey, what's up, Rickard? We doing some drafting? As we do. This is not good enough. I don't think I... Well... I could draw land. No, I still can't draw land, split the party. I could draw Ray of Frost. I could draw Ray of Frost. We're not guaranteed to draw 3. We're guaranteed to draw 2. But a chumper for the turn, I suppose, is good enough. I'm trying to decide if I just pop this out in the treasure. But that means that this is always going to cost 2 if I want to do that. This whole draft has been people saying, Faraday's amazing, Faraday's terrible. Faraday requires support. If you do not have that support, you're in trouble. Which was kind of the story of the draft, is like, I didn't want to build around it until it became apparent that I kind of had to. Why would they leave me with my best creature? I don't quite understand that. All right, so what can we do here to stay alive? Because it'd be cool to get the 3-0. Do I have to go for another high roll moment? It means she has a low floor and a high ceiling. Yeah, I don't have to do this on my turn. I can do it on theirs. That means I don't have to high roll to stay alive. Still going to be bloody close. I am not currently in pain, no. I'm thinking. I feel better than I have in a while. It's really nice. Huge fan. This attack is suggesting that they have +2/+2. They thought about it for a long time. I think they have bull strength. I don't think I can beat it. So I may have to block in such a manner as I'm like, okay, if you have bull strength, you kill me. You'd attack with the 1/1 if you had bull strength, right? It could also be +1/+1 to team, but there's really no way I can beat that. None of my blocks beat the combat tricks, so I'm going to take the one that beats no combat tricks. I've got blocks for literally all of this. Yeah, they don't have a great attack. And if they don't make an attack, I can fire off the contact they're playing and draw between 2 and 4 cards. Although, I guess that, well, let's see how they make the attack. If they swing team, I'm dead. Does the giant have reach? Giant does not have reach. Yeah, this kills the Travis. Unless I fire this off and draw a Dragon Breath. But like I said, we're probably going to flood out from here because we were mana screwed for so long. The Dragon Breath could have killed that. And we killed that. I think that was as close as we could get. But like, it's the mana system. We were a turn away from like just slamming 4 drops and trying to get ahead. But sometimes the mana system does not want you to win. And there's like, that is what it is. As a player, you have to accept that. Like, that's the price of doing business. You're not going to win every game. All you can do is play the best you can in all of the games that you play and hope that you get there. Make the right decisions. And I think the decisions were good there. The result was not. Alright, let's see if we can recover and get us 2-1 out of this, because this deck could have been a 3-0. It had everything it needed for it. We watched it a while back. I enjoyed it. I would say that Rogue Class 4th pick is a sign. It's a sign that 3 people didn't want it. That makes it a data point, but not a, okay, we're forcing it now. This is a scary keep, but I'm still doing it. At this point, we're more likely to draw Island than anything else, and if we draw red spells, we can use them. I respect the Null Hunter. Oh, y'all can't see what I'm doing. Good, that means you just would have told me not to keep it and been wrong. Blinded by the light. Not really looking for you, buddy boy. We don't want crab to die on their turn. I'm not looking to block. We especially don't want crab to die on their turn now. Let's bring him the pressure. Equip it. Only one life. How could it be bad? There you go. That'll help you. D boy. Night night. Next time we'll keep the barbarian on top. Because Hand of Vecna is bloody terrifying. I think we take out the counterspell and play Shocking Grasp, or not Shocking Grasp, Ray of Frost just for the Assassinate. Because I've got two answers to the hand. I don't know if I want to oversize board, right? We've got the Plundering Barbarian and the Persianers. I don't really want to play another 2-drop that can't trade for a Gnoll Hunter. The Barbarian just seems like it's going to be really freaking handy. You know what? Let's oversize board. Let's oversize board. Because it's not like this Bugbear is trading for anything. Or I could just cut one of the contact other planes. I don't need all of those. We've got 6 mana draw a card on our 2-drops. With this new set, Hunter, people are a little bit more classy. We gonna respect you there, buddy. Because if you kept based on thinking that was gonna connect, that's real good for us. I feel enfeebled. Hey, I'm glad we brought in the extra artifact removal. That's pretty cool. Both of them? I was about to say. That's a bit insane. Yeah, I'm real glad we brought it in. I hadn't beat him yet. It's gonna take a little while too. Way too early to GG. They're not dead yet. Or did you mean they were going to beat me? Find out in the next episode. I don't feel like I'm close to dead. I feel like they are, but we still got a little bit of work to do. Yeah, those seem okay, I guess. Do you have any thoughts, Max? GG in general? Okay. Fair. This deck could have been a 3-0. We just missed a land drop. We missed one land drop, and it was enough. Get us. And I don't care for that. I don't care for that. But, like I said, you play the best you can, you do the best you can, and you get there. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this stack. I think trading this in for like Dragon's Fire or another Charmed Sleep would have been an upgrade. We saw Delena do exactly what Delena does, which is usually die. But I was pretty happy with this.